What if I told you the silly juggling court jester you see in movies is a total lie? The real king's jester was one of the most powerful and intelligent people in the entire kingdom, even more so than some nobles. Forget the juggling and silly hats for a second. The jester's real job wasn't just to make the king laugh, it was to tell him the truth. Think about it. In a royal court filled with people trying to flatter the king for power and influence, who could he really trust? The jester, dressed in motley and acting the fool. The jester was the only one allowed to criticize the king, point out his mistakes, and deliver bad news without losing his head. This role was called speaking truth to power, and it was incredibly dangerous. It required immense wit, emotional intelligence, and a deep understanding of politics. A clumsy joke could mean the dungeons, but a clever one could change the course of history. This created a uniquely intimate bond between the king and his jester. The jester wasn't just an entertainer. He was a trusted advisor, a therapist, and sometimes the king's only true friend. While other courtiers bowed and scraped, the jester could speak to the king on a human level. They often ate with the royal family and were given fine clothes and comfortable living quarters. Some jesters, like the famous Tribalette who served to French kings, were so valued that they were granted lands and titles. They weren't just servants. They were part of the inner circle. Of course, this role wasn't static. In the early Middle Ages, jesters were often just simple entertainers, tumblers, and musicians. But as courts became more complex, the jester evolved into that savvy political commentator. By the Renaissance, they were at the height of their influence. However, as monarchies began to lose their absolute power and court life became more formal and less personal, the need for a truth-telling fool faded away. The role eventually disappeared, replaced by more structured forms of entertainment and counsel. So the next time you see a picture of a jester, remember they were more than just clowns. They were the sharpest minds in the room, wielding humor as a weapon and a shield, and proving that sometimes the wisest person in the kingdom is the one brave enough to play the fool. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden histories.